poised to make the difference.
The gas leak in Bile persists, even as the authorities and communities continue to cry out for help. The Goteka, Gokana, Tai, and Eleme landlords insist that they need recognition by the appropriate authorities. At the port, managers of the Eastern ports have set up what is called a district council. They have met for a maiden edition to synergize for the development of the Eastern ports. And in the foreign scene, Israeli airstrike has hit a top Iranian voluntary force member, where the deadline for the U.S. bombardment of key infrastructure in Iran is about to end today. This is the little way of welcoming you to this edition of the program, the Energy and Maritime Roundtable. It's a very special edition of the program on Rstv, right here in the Garden City of Port Harcourt. Today is World Health Day. In Port Harcourt, Rivers State, focus is on how far the Rivers State government has gone in refurbishing the key primary and secondary health facilities in the state. This is my little way. My name is Martins Giadom. Like we told you, it's a special edition. Right with us are members of Goteka, the Oil and Gas Facilities Landlords Association in Ogoni. And right with us, we have Secretary General of Goteka. His name is Kenneth Tuate. Kenneth, it's a pleasure to welcome you on set this fantastic Tuesday morning. How are you this morning?
I'm cool, sir.
You're looking very strong and very, very early. How is Goteka?
So Goteka is very fine.
Okay, besides Goteka, you know that we will always have our in-house person, and of course, the editor of the This Day regional editor, This Day newspaper is Business Day newspaper is already with us, and you know him quite well. Ignacio Chuku, and Ignacio Chuku, it's a pleasure again to be on the Energy and Maritime Roundtable.
Thank you.
Morning, sir.
Thank you, Martins. Thank you, Mr. Teate.
Well done, sir.
Yes, we told you that we always start with some pleasantries, where, of course, the general manager, Rstv, was being crowned how many days ago? A couple of days ago at LA Kings Stadium Road in Port Harcourt, where he was being decorated as a United Nations Peace Ambassador. He keeps soaring high, talking about Ambassador Paul Dangbo. Ambassador Paul Dangbo is the acting general manager of the general manager Rstv, and I saw him in a very spectacular mood, smiling all day at the LA Kings, where Larry Godwin, the peace ambassador, on a day that we have World Happiness Day. I was there, and I saw a lot of the whole Port Harcourt celebrating World Happiness Day. He's been crowned the ambassador of peace, and I think it's an added cap feather to the general manager Rstv.
Yeah, not only to him. First of all, he deserves it.
Okay.
Number two is an honor, is a feather to all journalists, especially veteran journalists.
Okay.
I think it's an honor. Our members continue to win recognition and accolade. It's good.
is good. General Manager Rstv, congratulations on behalf of the Energy and Maritime Roundtable. Of course, the Energy and Maritime Reporters of Nigeria, and indeed the NUJ. I can assure you, I can inform you that the chairman of the NUJ, River State Council, John Paul Bazia Nsadent, was right in the house on the day of that event, the spectacular event to remember. Yes, also today is the birthday of the CEO of the tourism conference that is about to hold in Port Harcourt, talking about Mrs. Happiness, who celebrated yesterday on his birthday anniversary. And I must tell you that we want to use the opportunity to congratulate that very erudite woman. His name is Princess Happiness Aduku. He is the CEO of the Polity magazine in Lagos. I do understand that he's going to have plans are on top here to have what they call the tourism conference to be held here in the Garden City. It's an opportunity that the Garden City people, tourism potentials, and all the other related issues, especially when you talk about culture and tourism, will be spotlighted right here in the Garden City. Yes, we'll move on here on the program this Tuesday morning, where we'll talk about the issues of the day on the program. Maritime energy maritime energy and maritime roundtable right here on Rstv. It's been broadcast live here from the Garden City of Port Harcourt. Yes, we take you straight to the issue. Maybe we'll start from the foreign scene, where US have given a deadline to Iran that they're going to bombard the Iranian key infrastructure. What called it? Trump has given a deadline, a warning that today, after the end of today, the US military will bomb Iranian key infrastructure. And as we speak, a key member of the Iranian military have been killed by the Israeli strike force. That is the situation that is already happening around the issue of the this understanding between Iran and U.S. Israel. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard had been hit by an intense airstrike by Israel. Ignatius, it's a key issue now about opening of the Strait of Hormuz, a route where 16% of global oil trade is being carried out. Trump has warned Iran that they must open that route at the end of today, or they get what is called a bombardment of key Iranian infrastructure. And as we speak, the Iranian forces, the Iranian military, the Iranian government are saying they will not observe the ceasefire. Do you think we are yet to have a kind of remedy in the misunderstanding between Iran, US, Israel?
Well, as it concerns Nigeria, because that's a global issue.
It's a global issue.
This program is looking at the impact of those things on our regional economy and the Niger Delta, oil host communities, energy policy. Number one, the deadline that was to end today has been moved to under 5 days, so there's a shift in the deadline.
A shift in the deadline.
That's number one. Number two, the global economy is watching. One pronouncement today by Trump, oil price will change for good. Another pronouncement tomorrow, it will shift again. So the narrative, the commentary, the war rhetoric is not steady and is not stable. So that's why also oil prices are not stable, because the actions are not stable. So what matters to us here in the region is that from family level, community level, state government level to national level, there must be mitigations, there must be actions put in place to reduce impact of the Iranian war on our food prices, on equipment, on facilities coming. These are the issues that concern us, and our people must continue to build defenses. They must continue to build defenses to reduce the impact of the Iranian war on us and maximize the oil price surge. Use it for good, maximize it for good, increase oil production levels to enable us to export more. Because in peacetime, OPEC will tell you to cut down on your oil quota. So when there is crisis like this, you use that opportunity to shoot up and get all you can get in terms of war. Thank you.
I was afraid when, beside the extension that just took place, 5-day extension, Egypt have said they want to intervene in that crisis. And I was afraid what's going to happen because as we speak, a key member of the Iranian Revolutionary Force have been killed by the Israeli airstrike. I was afraid what's going to happen if U.S. continue with that bombardment. But latest reports with us has it that the deadline has been shifted. That deadline, courtesy of the Egyptian government and other allies, will help to ensure that we have peace in the Middle East. We have peace, especially the fact that it's going to affect crucial oil, not just oil prices, everything, global crisis is going to affect everything. And that is the reason why we are praying that the ceasefire between Iran, US, Israel should be implemented. Having said that, we want to move on back home, where Secretary to the Rivers State government has visited Bile community and announced a financial support of 100 million naira grant to the Bile people. There is an oil leak in Bile community. And like you said, what we do here is focusing more on the grassroots, and that's the essence of the Energy Maritime Roundtable. You think the Rivers State government has done well, 100 million naira grant to ameliorate the suffering of the Bile community. Over 1,000 people and over key issues concerning the leakage of the gas that has spread and leaked into the communities. Maybe it's going to affect the inhabitants of that community, but with that intervention, we think that there will be succor coming the way of the Bile people.
Yeah, everybody's commending the River State government for doing so. It's not the River State government that caused the leak, or they are not the owners of the facility. But a responsible father will say, even if I'm not the cause, despite the problem, let's arrest the situation. So I think they should go further than that, find out the issues involved, let the polluters, let those who cause it, the owners of the facilities. Government will join hands and make them to come and take responsibility. If people are to relocate, the money should be for relocation. It's not to share and walk away. So government should put its foot down and say this money should be for A, B, C things. So that money doesn't turn around to become another crisis.
Yes.
That's our experience in this country.
Yes.
So that if you don't take time, there will be a pro panel over the money crisis. Killing over the money. Where the gas did not kill you, you will not kill yourself over money. They are to make sure that everything goes well, so that the money will advance, not deteriorate the affairs of the community.
NOSRA is yet to react. NOSRA is yet to react. NMPCL is yet to do anything in Bile community. Report I had before I come on set is that there is a move by relevant agencies to step into Bile community to ensure that that gas leakage is done with, because it's very unfortunate that we don't want to mention, we cannot confirm the owners of that gas pipeline, but what we have is that gas leak is impacting negatively on the people of Bile community. And I think it's time we call on NOSRA to always have a standby force to intervene in issues like this. NOSRA.
They do, and they ought to issue a report. It's NOSRA.
Is it a difficult thing for NOSRA to?
It's headed by a Riversman, right?
Yes, it's yes, former Yes, I know him.
Let's
He's,
not mention names, but
yes,
it's headed by Riversman.
yes,
So we expect more proactive actions.
measure.
So whenever it happens, they come out, they name the owner of the gas pipeline, the responsibilities, effort to nip it, to stop it, to pull it off, and all of that, and impact on community, especially the cost. What actually is the cost? All those things will immediately be done. We appeal that it be done and done fast.
We appeal that the issue of gas leak in Bile community should be done with as early as possible. We expect NOSRA to step into Bile community. We appreciate the gesture from the River State government. That is also to help NOSRA. If NOSRA is lacking in capacity, that money should even help NOSRA. What do I mean by helping NOSRA? NOSRA is an agency of the federal government, and the River State government and the federal government and the local government, there are no separation between the three tiers of government. If the River State government has deemed it fit to intervene, I think part of that money could be used even by NOSRA. They shouldn't be ashamed to reach out to the River State government and harmonize and step into that facility to ensure that they provide timely health intervention to ensure that the people of Bile do not continue to inhale those gas leakages. It's unfortunate that that is happening at this 21st century, that the community continue to observe over how many days from today those kind of situations. We'll continue to keep tap of what is happening in Bile regarding that oil leak. Let's talk to you on what is happening and key things that is happening at the port, Rivers Port here in River State, where the eastern ports have synergized for development, and of course, like as we speak, and district council has been inaugurated. Ignatius, the eastern ports consisting of the Warri Port, the Rivers Port, the One Port, the Calabar Port have met last April 1st to synergize on how to develop or how to promote maybe ease of doing business, because we do know that a single window, we talk about single window the other time where the federal government has commissioned a single window. Maybe that is a step forward by the relevant authorities in the ports, in the eastern ports, to for fast implementation of the single window. What do you mean by single window? The single window is ease of doing business. I think we should commend the authorities at the eastern port for that smart, swift intervention or decision or initiative.
Well, some of us, in reporting, you deal with different layers of information. So you may be getting it at this layer and it looks positive. You may get it at another layer and it will be having another meaning. The number one, we those of us or some of those that covered it, the perception they got was that it was like a quick reaction to the moment they announced the $900 million upgrade of Lagos Port. Everybody in Nigeria was asking, what about Eastern Ports? What about Eastern Ports? There were mooted agitations, grumblings, and all of that. So the next thing we had was a meeting by all the port managers saying who are there to improve the ports. The budget for rapid improvement of Eastern Ports is a different budget by the Federal Executive Council, by the presidency, and all of that. So, number one, apart from the Port Harcourt port manager, none of the port managers attended. They all sent representatives. Delegates. So, as a reporter, when you go to an event and the main person didn't come, they sent somebody to represent them. It gives impression that it was not a priority meeting, number one. Number two, it gave impression that, are you sure? Do they themselves believe that their meeting can lead to a rapid upgrading and upgrade of the Eastern Ports? So, whatever be the case, if the part of the meeting also led to agreeing on how to implement the single window system and they help you to create ease of doing business in the Eastern Ports, fine. What we know is that whatever we make them to take more money from the Eastern Ports, they do it fast. But whatever we make them to improve and boost the capacity, the technology, the facilities, they usually come slow on that. Whatever the case, if the meeting is for good, and we are going to watch very closely now and monitor this meeting to know whether it was meant for progress or just another as usual meeting.
Well, we know that a district council was set up. And we should be following up, like you have said. You're a top reporter, business, industry reporter, regional editor of the Business Day. And I think we should have gotten the communique at the end of that because, like you rightly mentioned, Mrs. Okezie, the port manager of Rivers Port, we must commend her. She was there in person. She should pretended over that meeting, and we should be able to commend her. Maybe like you said, when they heard of that dollar flowing into Tinkan Island, Tinkan Port, maybe they should be expecting, I think in part of their communique, shouldn't they be forwarding to the federal government to also take loan, since we are in the regime of taking loan and come and develop the Port Harcourt Port? Shouldn't that be an item on the communique that should have come out from that district council?
You can expect such a radical
suggestion. Okay.
If it's a stakeholders meeting.
Okay.
But if it's a meeting of port managers under the full employment of the Nigerian Ports Authority, you don't expect them to issue any statement that will look like they are unhappy. No,
okay.
you don't expect it.
Okay.
But when you have it's the duty of stakeholders who are not employees,
okay,
who are not under anybody,
okay,
to meet and say, this is what we want in the Eastern Ports. Now that Lagos has got $900 million, what do we get? Such talk cannot come from employees.
So as a roundtable, what should we be talking here? If we could take loan, repayable loan from the federal government to develop the two ports in Lagos, can't we suggest on the roundtable? Should we suggest on the roundtable that the federal government should extend that also to the eastern ports? Why should we say so? If the eastern ports, if the money coming from to be used to pay those loans are even coming from the eastern ports, eastern zone of this country, which is the Niger Delta. Should we suggest such a suggestion? Should it be timely?
The position of energy and maritime reporters in this region has been let Eastern ports also be developed. Has been the position. We are only reporting what others are saying. All the stakeholders have been calling for rapid improvement in facilities in these ports, and they link them up. Let them be getting close to Lagos standards. National standard is not the standard of one region. National standard is in overall integration, average of all.
Okay.
That's our call. Whether they do it by loan or by grant or by budget, at a time when the National Assembly had just approved the $68 trillion, where 54 trillion was requested, they approved 68. So all this approval. So within the 68 trillion naira, they can pick 500 billion from there, which is 0.5 or half trillion. Can go into Eastern ports without loan.
One fantastic decision of the roundtable here that such gesture should be extended to the eastern ports right here out in the Niger Delta, where you have the Calabar port, you have the Warri port, you have the Rivers port, the oldest port, the oldest port, of course, the One port. In One, we have two ports. We have the deep sea and the light terminal in One. Goteka demands recognition from the relevant agencies ahead of oil resumption in Ogoniland. The leadership of Gokana Thai, LMA, and Kana oil and gas host communities in Ogoniland, Goteka has demanded for recognition of original land owners of the oil and gas facilities in Ogoniland by relevant government agencies, the IOCs, HIPREP, and all stakeholders in activities relating to marine oil and gas production in the area ahead of oil resumption. And we'll be talking more on this topic for the day for us this Tuesday afternoon. My name is Martin Giandam, and you are on the program, the Energy and Maritime Roundtable. Of course, I have the regional editor of the Business Day newspaper, Ignatius Chukwu, who will be leaving us some minutes now and be giving way to the president of Goteka, who will be firing from all cylinders. And of course, we already have with us on the set Secretary General of Goteka. His name is Kenneth Kouate. He's been watching from very keenly as we discuss global and local issues. But as we speak, we shall be opening our lines as we welcome onto the set the president of Goteka, who will be telling us what is Goteka, what are their demands. We'll be with you in the next 2 minutes. Just stay with us.
Rstv, poised Rstv, poised to make the difference.
In life, there's always going to be someone who does not believe in you. Just don't let that person be you. As a human being, you're one of the most powerful forces in the universe. You have the ability to bend reality, to influence your life and even the lives of others in a desired direction, to rise above any challenge, to tap into the principles of cause and effect to your advantage. But in case you're not yet living in this abundance, in case you're not experiencing this power, the chances are that you are under what I call invisible shackles of limitation. Invisible because the shackles, that is the mentality, the frame of reference, the ideologies that are actively inhibiting the expression of your greatness are totally invisible to you. They're all around your space, interwoven in your culture, ever present in your day-to-day associations that you don't see them. They're hidden in plain sight, just like the fish is surrounded by water and yet they don't see it. You see, you're engineered for greatness and designed to succeed. As God said, let us go and confuse their tongues, for there is nothing they can accomplish in agreement. There is nothing you can accomplish because you've been given the dominion to rule your world. You see, humans are the only animals who are not physically designed for flight, but has found a way to fly. We're not engineered to survive long underwater, but we're actively documenting the seabed. We've conquered land, air, and sea. We have defied gravity. We've literally pinned our flags in the moon. And now we're headed for Mars. You can talk to anyone, anywhere in the globe, in real time. Everything that we take for granted today are things our forefathers could only ascribe to sorcery and magic. But yet, this is just the beginning. Welcome to Footprints. My name is Nda Solomon, aka Major the Brain, aka Brain. And I'm in the business of conversations and experiences that inspire growth, challenge the status quo, and pour into greatness. So keep growing, because your fulfillment, your whole life, is seriously counting on it.
On the program, the Energy and Maritime Roundtable right here on Rstv, transmitting to you from the garden city of Port Harcourt, right here, the energy center of Nigeria, River State capital. And we're discussing a very crucial issue this Tuesday morning. And what is it? Goteka. What is Goteka? We have somebody who will be telling us more. We have two of them right here on us, right here with us on set this Tuesday morning. The president of Goteka is Ben Harry. President, we've been awaiting your arrival from the airport. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. You?
I'm fine. And we hear that Goteka is doing great things, reaching out to the stakeholders and trying to harmonize their membership, trying to convince the relevant authorities of the importance of dealing with what you call the original land laws. In the first place, what is Goteka? Goteka have been flying in our ears. What do we understand? And what does the Goteka stands for? And your name first, your name.
Yeah, good morning, Martins.
Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, my friend Ken.
Yes, good morning.
Secretary. Ken is the secretary of Goteka, like I already said. My name is Ben Harry, JP, president of Kana, Gokana, Tai, Eleme, known as Goteka acronym.
Okay, fantastic. And Goteka is talking about membership of host communities. What is the benefits of Goteka towards the development of oil and gas in the Niger Delta, particularly in Ogoniland, where you come from? What would be the benefit to the people of Niger Delta if your plea to be recognized is being heeded to?
Well, in the first place, I supposed to introduce Goteka.
Okay.
As Goteka is a body. It's let me use the word NGO.
Okay.
And we're here to, to look into the issues
Okay.
of host communities,
Okay.
especially the host landlords.
Mm.
Those landlords were far back marginalized,
Okay.
oppressed, suppressed, silenced, attacked. Even they were not hearing their voice.
Mm.
So the Goteka came up about 2 years plus from now, and we were like trying to put the pieces together
Okay.
before we now launch out.
Mm.
As a matter of fact, the reason for Goteka coming in, like to be the umbrella body to the 4 LGAs
Okay.
as a critical, actually stakeholders in and out of Ogoni.
Mm.
Because Ogoni has all what it takes to be on their own.
Mm.
But oftentimes they come out, they will silence them.
Okay.
Oftentimes they come out, they will shut them up.
Okay.
So we decided to come up
Okay.
and say we are going to put the records.
They keep silencing the landlords.
Silencing the landlord, silencing even the... Martins, let me tell you something. The difference between the landlords and the communities, they are just a tiny light.
Okay. Because they come from the community.
Because
too.
they come from a community.
Okay.
And the community, they know where these facilities are, they are at the same time the members of Goteka.
Okay.
And Goteka has what it takes, to bring out the voiceless.
Okay.
Those people that were silent, those people that were marginalized, those widows,
Okay.
those widowers.
Okay.
We told them there is something they did before I come to your question.
Okay.
Now we have to give them a kind of form to fill, and they will write what do you call it?
Consent.
Consent.
Okay.
Authorization.
Stroke authorization to us.
Okay.
So that showing that about more than 4,000 landlords in our database.
1,000 landlords.
4,000.
4,000. Over.
Yes.
Over 4,000.
Yes, in our database, we are already gazetted
Okay.
in Goteka, and they've given us that mandate, that authority, that temerity for us to take over and to carry out the exercise, which we are on right now.
Okay.
Now, let me not go the other way, but let me just talk about the benefits.
Okay.
I know that
The secretary will throw more light.
We throw more light on the benefits because, like in our own little ways, while we are handling things in the organization, I always is what we have just put in place. Like secretary will have to come up first.
Okay.
Then finally I will.
Good. Secretary, yes. Benjamin Harry, President of Goteka. Yes. Thank you for your help, for that highlight you've shown on this Goteka issue. Secretary, Kenneth Kouate, tell us, 18 communities, over 400 4,000 landlords. What then is the difference between host community and landlords? Are they not the same people? Host communities, the IOCs we know have been dealing with landlords. Why is the cry over neglect coming up now? Were they not dealing with the real landlords? Who were those landlords they were dealing with? Tell us the difference between the community, the host community. Because in PI, we have what is called host com, but we don't have what is called landlords.
Thank you very much, sir. By the grace of God, Guteka emerged out of long neglect, long deprivation, long marginalization, long abandonment, long intimidation on the original landlords. Yes, we have host community and we have host landlord. Because
we have host community
and we have host landlord. They are almost the same thing. Because every landlord they are in community. But there are some laws, and different places have different laws that guide the land. In Ogoni, we have individual or family land ownership, not community land ownership. And from that perspective, landlords become the primary focus when it comes to acquisition of land, not community. In Ogoni, for years we've been hearing Shell, Ajib, this or that. Shell has come to create confusion in Ogoni land because they know what to do. And they are not doing it. But what we said they are doing is land grabbing. Because the land they are doing, the land they are occupying, there is nothing to show. There is no MOU between the original landowners and the SPDC of those days. There is no perimeter survey to show that this is the actual or the accurate measurement of the land acquired by IOCs. And this has been causing crisis. And they don't, in short, there are some places, they say they are paying. Who are you paying to? For how long have you been paying? How much have you been paying? What is the parameter for paying those things? These are the things we are demanding.
You have made those demands. What's the feedback from you reaching out to the authorities? You mentioned the IOC, one of the IOCs now. Now we know Renaissance. Have you reached out to them? Have you reached out to High Prep? Have you reached out to all the relevant agencies of government, NNPCL, that are laying pipes around here, and you are crying that they are not using or reaching out to you, who is an original landlord?
Yes, sir. We've been reaching out to, we have several correspondences here with me. We are even reaching to all the security agencies in Nigeria.
What are they supposed to do for you?
We are demanding for urgence so that they hear out our cry. Because when you want to kill a dog, when you give the bad name to a dog when you want to kill it. What they give to Ogoni is a bad name. They will say Ogoni, Ogoni, Ogoni. They don't want to hear their cry and arrest the situation on time. So we have been crying. All the correspondences are here. We are reaching the Commissioner of Police. We are reaching the GOC 6th Division. We are reaching the directors, DSS. We are reaching to the civil defense, or the civil society organization, all encompassing. We have been reaching to High Prep. We are reaching to Renaissance severally.
High Prep are all your people.
Yes.
You have reached out to them. What was the response? High Prep is not at the IOCs that you talk about, the big, though they are a federal government agency, but there are people that you know, and there are people that should know you. What is their response?
We have written several to High Prep. High Prep they don't even recognize that we are written several to them. We even reached a stage of staging a protest, but God intervened through the garrison division of the Nigerian Army. At the eve of the Xmas, we are trying to carry out a peaceful protest, but he intervened to mediate, expecting that High Prep will do the needful. Up to as we speak, we are written another reminder. High Prep have not given any time for us, and we are still crying out because High Prep are there because of what happened to the landlords. OSP, pollution here and there, and that was what led to the emergence of High Prep. The UNEP report recommendations, which the landlords are the primary people affected in this exercise. Up till now, the landlord don't have a place, and landlord supposed to be the critical stakeholder in anything that is happening in that High Prep. Up till now, we don't even have we have not even entered the PC office.
So if they
our letters are there.
If you are asking them to recognize you as landlord, what happens to the host community? Because they have a landlord that they already be dealing with. Okay. Are they ghosts?
So this is what we want to know. Even the residents, in one of their correspondences,
are they not the same people from your communities?
That is why we are demanding for an immediate host landlord verification exercise and perimeter survey, where everybody will stand on this land and will pick out the chaff from the corn. Okay. And that's why we are saying they are causing crisis. Okay. Come and do host landlord verification exercise in the land.
Who will do that for you?
The IOCs or the high prep can do it. We have approached it, but it's too expensive for us, and we are doing it on their behalf. That's why we say they should come and do it. We will supervise it so that we know those they are claiming that they have been paying this money to.
At the time, I got to learn that you demanded that there should be a unit in landlord unit in high prep directory.
Yes, sir.
What is that supposed to mean?
So we said that any IOC that will come to that is in Ogoni or intending to operate the Ogoni should establish Ogoni host landlord directorate, where the host landlord matters will be addressed. We cannot be coming to their gate all the time. People are doing. Let the Goteka oversee what is happening, because it's only Goteka that have the authentic database of all the genuine landlords. Anybody that want to contest it, I will speak. You can call us. Our land are papers.
I will put that straight back to the president, who will tell us exactly where we are regarding your demands from all the agencies, federal government agencies, especially high prep, because high prep, like I said, are your people. If they cannot recognize you, then there must be a lacuna between your demands and their own operation. This is the program. It's called the Energy and Maritime Roundtable, reaching you live from the Garden City of Port Harcourt. Rstv precisely. We are on all the platforms, and we always like to focus on what benefits the rich endowment. You call it the oil and gas. We've been told that Nigeria has highest potential in oil, in gas production, not even the crude production, gas production. And today we have with us a group called Goteka, Gokana, Tai, and Eleme, Original Landowners Association of Nigeria. And we have a president, Benjamin Harry, right with us on my nearest right, and on the far right, quite opposite me, is the Secretary General of Goteka, Kenneth Kuate. Kenneth, impressive remarks. But let me get back to the president. Where exactly are we at? I'm seeing you flipping a lot of papers. Yes. Have they written you? Have they accepted your demands? Tell us. We have so many documents. I don't know you.
Thank you so much, Martins, once again.
Okay.
Why you are seeing me flipping all these things?
There's some documents. Maybe you give me some.
I will give you your way. You go through them.
Okay.
He says several things.
Yes.
Which.
And before you come, he says several things. We will allow you to call us, send you SMS, send you voice notes on the number that is going to be displayed on your screen, because we want to get feedback. A lot of time we get feedback only when we get out of the studio. I know these are strange, very unique issues, talking about the oil and gas industry. But we're not discussing Iran, U.S. Trump issue, U.S. Israeli issue. We are going back to the grassroots. And today, Goteka president, you tell us. They say he has said a lot of things. Tell us, because we will be getting feedback from your people.
Yes, before I forgot.
Yes, before you forget.
Yes, I forgot. Yes. You asked him something.
Yes.
And that question
was very
important to me. I want to rehearse it.
Okay.
He talked about, he said it's the 18 communities.
18 communities. We hear 18 communities just sprang from nowhere and decided that they should make a demand on the relevant agencies and government that they should deal directly with them. And we wonder, everyday demands coming from different quarters. Is it because they have weakened muscle? Is it because the people are not united? What is the issue of 18 communities just coming out in the last 1 month? They had a meeting, they had a second meeting. You've been existing as Goteka. What is the marriage between the host 18 communities and over 4,000 members of the original landlords?
Yeah.
I call back that question.
Okay, interesting.
I want to actually put this in
To the right, proper perspective.
To the proper perspective, yes.
Okay.
And you remember some years back, we've been hearing, we have over 40-something groups.
Okay.
In Ogoniland existing.
Okay.
And one good thing I am seeing with them is that they are not interrupting each other.
Okay.
But there is, we need to come up more than this.
Okay.
So that if there is anyone that we can match with, we match with.
Okay.
So that we can now bring this thing to the landline.
Okay.
18 community, you cannot differentiate 18 communities from the landlords. The landlords.
Okay.
The landlords are the communities, and the communities are the landlords. Whatever happens in the community affects even the one that has that is why we mentioned impacted.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, impacted means if the landlords, the landowners, is affected by spillage or anything, the other person, because we are using the same water,
okay,
the water flows.
Okay.
Then when you will see the gas flare, the thing is burning, everybody they are inheriting it. And at that point, we are believing that everybody must have equal rights.
Okay.
But the landlords, who are the hosts, who are the landowners, there must be a difference.
Okay.
Are you understanding?
Yeah, okay.
Now, let me, why that's why I said, let me bring back that question. Because I want to use my community as a case study.
Okay.
I am coming from Lubara.
Lubara, okay.
Yes. And in Lubara,
is it oil bearing or oil producing?
Yes, it's oil bearing and also as well oil producing. But do you know that these people gain nothing?
Okay.
With Lubara, where you see, you hear Lubara Creek 1, Lubara Creek 2, and Lubara South.
Okay.
These people, this is the only place that has two marginal oil fields.
Okay.
In Lubara. Okay. Now the number 51 and 56 has to do with the former Chevron.
Okay.
Then now Shell now gave it back to Green Energy or Katipo. Okay. Now Lubara is the operator. Okay. They are the landlord. Okay. But now because it's cited at Andoni, it's they don't even care any jack about the community. Okay. Now coming back to what I'm trying to put to you now.
To round up. So has to round up.
Yes, as I round up. The community is suffering a great deal, even in oil pollution and whatever thing that the others are suffering, but yet they gain nothing. Okay. Now if you look at this paper I show you here, Goteka wrote to Renaissance. Okay. Renaissance refused to answer us. Rather, they sent one of their staff to call me. Okay. And the man called me. As he mentioned that they are meeting, or they have met all the conditions. Not even the conditions. They said it started from Kuro. Okay. And you know that this TMP, Kuro does not have a TMP. Okay. And the moment he mentioned that, I paused. I said, where are you calling me? He said he's calling from Shell, from Lance. Okay. I said, okay, don't worry. If you are saying that you started your TMP from Kuro Tai, where they did it, because we know, you and I know that Kuro has so many facilities, infrastructure, those wellhead, manifold and all that, they don't have TMP. Okay. And as soon as he mentioned that, I now say, okay, hold on, I will get back to you. Okay. So what's now, the second issue, we wrote to them again, no response. Okay. Now, it was on the, when was that? 20th of January. Okay. Okay. This year. Okay.
So what's your final request? I don't want to use the word demand. Request from all these stakeholders that you are dealing with. Okay. Renaissance, it used to be Shell, now it's Renaissance and others. Yes. What's your request? And what's the way forward? Okay. You say you are ready to merge with other groups. Yes. I give you 1 minute to say that.
No, why I said that we are, because we cannot be doing what they used to do before.
Okay.
Fighting against each other, because that is what they want to do now.
Okay. Greeting you one group to
this one, they use this one against this one.
Okay.
They use this one, then they will enter there.
Okay.
That's why I want to say this thing because the Renaissance wrote this letter.
Okay.
The Gokana chapter of
Goteka. They wrote to Gokana chapter.
They wrote to
Renaissance. Okay.
And
they now replied there.
Yes, acknowledge us.
Okay.
The Renaissance gave them the kind of warning that I have not. Look at it.
Okay.
Even threatening legal action.
Legal action.
Threatening legal action on the landlord.
Okay. So what's your request?
Now. So now, because of that, we now said, okay, hold on, we will get back to them. So they wrote another reminder. Because ordinarily, they wanted our permission for them to go and block the gates.
Okay.
So we told them they should hang on. We will handle this thing in a polite
Yes.
That's
the question I wanted to put to you.
Yes.
How polite are your activities?
Yes, we told them
that will not disrupt or set more crisis in the region.
Because we know that all those people who wrote that letter are genuine, authentic landlords. They even have their CAC. In fact, most of them have their registration.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. I know you have more. You are coming from the airport, looking very busy. Secretary, it's a pleasure to have us go check out on the set today. We want to hear more from you as we get feedback from what you're getting from the field. It's a pleasure having you, Secretary General of Goteka.
Yes, thank you.
You're looking very strong and happy. It's like there is hope in the pipeline. Your requests are always in the pipeline. I hope you will come out of the pipeline.
No, we are
out of the pipeline. Right now. It's a pleasure. We're hearing favorable news from Goteka. Yes. They say their requests are not just going to be in the pipeline. They're going to come out of the pipeline. It's just my way of looking. Yes, the demands will come, and we will take the opportunity to talk to you some other time. This is the Energy and Maritime Roundtable. My name is Martin Giadam. On behalf of my colleague Ignacio Chuku and the entire team of the Energy and Maritime Reporters in Nigeria, I want to say a very thank you for being with us. We'll come back again next Tuesday for quite another interesting package. Bye for now.
Rstv.